I forget where we left. Oh yeah, this package. I had to get something to sit on. It's getting too old to kneel over. They give you some removed from flight. Two things to give you. What do we got here? Gift card. At least I got 25 bucks of my almost 3 grand back. FuelTech little emblem for the back of the car. I might, yeah, everybody knows me. I'm a little bit of a racer, so I'll probably use that stuff. We got a O2 bung, which everybody already knows I got one, but we got a good one here. Because we're more likely to end up changing that up. I like to make a different setup. And here we got FuelTech water temperature sensor. We went with that. We could use the one on here, but that actually fits the harness we bought here too. It's already wired for it, which is GM plugs. So I went ahead and went with that. And then we have the FuelTech air temperature sensor, which we already have that from the beta. Interested what this kind of looks like. It's a GM one. That's what they run. Ooh, they're big. So their air temps really big. Ours are really small in our car. So what we'll do is have our weld cut off and have this right here size welded in. I'm gonna have to get a fitting so this can go in and out, but I figured we just go with all the FuelTech stuff since we opted for the whole harness, which we'll show you here in a second. I mean, a lot of people say it's a waste of money. I'm not much into wiring. This helps me out some. Might be a pain in the ass in some because I might have to cut and, well, not cut, just, yeah, we'll cut and repin everything to make it shorter. Might have to do that, but still, it's better than nothing. Then you got FuelTech pressure sensor up to 150 psi and another FuelTech pressure sensor up to 150 psi. We're going to monitor our fuel and our oil pressure. So far, that's everything we're monitoring is fuel, oil pressure, air temperature, inlet air. That's all we're monitoring so far. We'll get fancier later. Right now, that's all we're doing. And then we got a MAC valve. I have one sitting in the house. I know a lot of you thought that maybe this might be an MX or MS3X, which I do have one. I've had it for a long time. I'll probably end up selling that if anybody's interested. But it's brand new, never been used. Harness, everything. But we have one of these with that as well. So I figured I'd better go ahead and just get another one, as these things go out. So at least I have a new one, then I'll have the other one as a backup. So let's see how new this is. 12/21/2022, so not that old. But yeah, so we got something to control the boost with. We got something to tune with the laptop. I might as well put all this back in there. No use in keeping it out. Nice little package that they give you a FuelTech. I like that. Zip everything right back up. I might even, the harness has its own. I like that. Put this stuff on the wall. Hey Luna. Hey girly. Looney, come to check out FuelTech. Ah, good stuff. Then here, I'm not even going to take that out. O2 sensor for the wideband. Now we're going to have to figure out another alternative for this because these are $74 and keep buying these from FuelTech and shipping and everything's probably over $100. So once I find a solution, like AutoZone for these, I'll let you guys know in case you guys want to go FuelTech as well. What else we got in here? What else we got, Luna? Ah, made in China. Great. Can't get away from that. I knew that from the beginning. As you can see, it's ignition coil. So we're also going to be powering individual coils. We're going to get rid of the OEM coils. We're going to get totally rid of that stuff. No more OEM ignition. Honestly think maybe the OEM ignition's starting to become somewhat of a problem around the 500 horsepower mark. I mean, these stock motors were definitely pushing around 500 in those at the times that we're doing and the weight. So I went with these. Everyone already told me that they were made in China. I've seen like one failure so far. The Evil Eagle first gen Talon, which unfortunately just had a wreck at No Prep Kings 2 weeks ago. He's rebuilding the car, but he uses these, and I watched this and his gooky stuff right here in his video. He's all out. But the good thing is, a lot of people run FuelTech at the track, so if you don't have none, you can get them. You'll have to make a plate for these. You know, normally one of the guys at the track will have one. We'll have to figure out a plug setup for these, because I'm not sure of our plug. Well, you guys will see right now our plug will work, and I don't think it will, but we'll see. No, our plug wires will not work for this, so we will have to figure out a solution, which I already knew that. We'll probably see what the K-Series guys are using, because we can use K-Series coils. Coils. So we'll probably go ahead and figure out what they're using and run that style of spark plug on it. Or spark plug wire. Sorry about that. Getting long-winded. But we only got 4 of these. I should have ordered 6 of them, so we had 2 backups, which I will order a couple more here. It's very expensive, you know. That's the thing about this, it's so expensive. It's insane. And the crazy part of it is, you can go way more expensive, and we have to in the future here coming up. 2 stickers. So we got a hat, 2 stickers, keychain, little FuelTech badge, everything else we paid for.
Gift card.
Oh, $25 gift card, yes, you remembered. And backline, we got a backline with a cheap PVC style vacuum line, which is probably for those kind of things I don't use. So hopefully we can just use rubber. If not, I guess we'll have to use those things. I don't like those things. They're like little push lock vacuum things. And we could have went with a much more expensive wideband, and maybe we should have, but in the future we probably will. We went with just a wideband nano, so we got that. It was free, but I didn't have the money in time to get the free one. Well, I kind of did, waited too long. Happens. Now, you're probably wondering which one we got and what we're powering it with. Which a lot of people are going to be like, you should have got something better. But like I said, everything we're running right now will all run on the 450. We went with the 450 this year. Well, for one, because of budget, and even next year's budget. The 550 is just not in the budget next year. I'm hoping by next year we'll get out, get this car on the go, and maybe this year yet, hopefully yet. Get it going on this, get a good race season in on the 450, and then we're going to swap over to the 550. We're going to use the 450 on the daily. So it's not, you know, unrealistic to buy two of them because I needed it anyway. I want to try to get rid of, try to get away from the Mega Squirts as much as possible because I want to push the limits of the stock motor and I want to push the limits on this. Obviously the 450 is going to have us a little bit of issues on outputs, but I already got a hold of FuelTech and everything we got right here we can control, and we actually control our fuel pump and our fan yet. Is what we can control yet on the one side of things. But I'm going to control my fan manual as I always do, and then my fuel pump more than likely will let it run through this. So we actually have one more thing that we can control. I'm not sure of that, how maybe traction control we can go through that. This has a form of traction control as well, where I think you can do like RPM and a bunch of, I'm not sure. I have no, you know, I'm not completely sure with that. I know there's one where you got wheel speed sensor for traction control, but I think they have like an RPM based traction control where it sees it like, you know, it goes from like 4,000 to like 8, you know, it automatically is like, oh, we got full power. I'm pretty sure that's all true on the 450. The guy I have tune it, you know, he'll let me know what can be done, what can't be done. I'm actually going to get a hold of him and ask him a few things after I get a base tune from a few friends. I got 2 friends who run this one betas. I'm going to see if my one friend can give me a base tune on it and help me out so we can get it started as quick as possible. Yeah, I don't know, I guess we should probably open it up. Probably a long video already. How long we've been going? Probably long. Yeah. Probably like to never seen one before. Yeah. Welcome to FuelTech, it says. And it actually has a tuning cable with it, so I bought an extra tuning cable. I wasn't sure if it would have one or not. It looks like mounting tabs for stuff, possibly. So yeah, it actually has a cable, so I bought an extra cable for no reason. But not really. These things get lost all the time, so I can keep one at the house and one with us all the time at the track. But what they say is nice about FuelTech is you don't need to actually need a computer. You can actually get into it without doing that. There's a bunch of FuelTech stickers inside of this. Holy crap. They like you to support the brand. I'm not sponsored, so I don't think you're going to get that many on my car. Holy crap. Quick install guide. I heard that these are really easy to actually wire up yourself instead of buying the thing that I bought. Some people said it's more of an inconvenience, but it actually does do a good job. Like right here it says pin 1 unit 6 blue is injector outputs, so it does tell you. And then it gets into your fuel pressure and where to wire it at as well. But we really don't need that because we bought this other thing. Pretty cool. Definitely shows you a lot, guys. They say it's really user friendly to get into. A nice little cover. That's nice. I do like that. Cover the FuelTech up when it's sitting still. Just the 450, which we will go to the 550. I can't stress that enough, guys. We will go. The thing about, yeah, I can definitely put my own little vacuum line on there. We're definitely going a rubber vacuum line. I'm not into the little PVC stuff. Yeah, we'll go to that. But the good thing is about the 450, it uses the same harness as the 550. The 550, you literally just have to put another harness. It actually comes with another harness that you plug into this harness. This is actually the A harness. When I buy the 550, I have to buy the B harness as well. I mean, if you still got to do that. And a little plastic, little cheesy little plastic gauge pod. I think it probably gives you a good option to at least mount it somewhere in the car. Pretty cheesy, but probably give us an option to mount it somewhere. Yeah. And the last thing here, I'll show you real quick, which was the first thing out of the bag. As we opted for this, I mean, this is expensive doing it this way. And a lot of people say it's a waste of money to do it this way. But honestly, I like the quality here. You got a lot of, it's hard to see on the camera, I'm sure. And I'll show you guys more of this when we get into it. But you got a firewall piece right here, which is nice. So we have in the back of this, I'm actually going to show you guys this in a different video, so I'm not going to talk about it, but I'll show you where we're going to stick this at. But this will come through, and then like if I was using, see, like these are stock style injectors right here. These are EV1, so these are like perfect for our cars, so that if you already have EV1 injectors because you're running OEM harness, well, guess what? FuelTech's got you set up. You have all that. And then another thing you guys can probably see is you got fuses in the back of these and these relays. So this is your coil relay, everything's labeled, coil relay. That's your main relay to the harness. And this is your injector relay. So only thing we have to do is put our fuel harness relay in, which we already have that harness that I'm pretty sure I showed you guys a long time ago, but we'll be refreshing you guys up on everything here because we're going to start moving the ball here. We got some likes on the last video, so that gets my motivation up to want to do this stuff. And then I can already tell this possibly might be a TPS or no, not TPS. This is probably goes into the 550. We got a couple different harnesses plugs for this. Let's see what this says. Okay, yeah, this is your extra. So this is where the 550B harness would plug in. So you have all that stuff, which is pretty cool. Then you have H2O, you know, this right here's your, for your fans, I'm pretty sure. This is for the fan. This is for the air temp. This actually is probably for the H2O. I'm thinking this might be for the water. Yeah, the water temperature. Yeah, I couldn't think one there. She had to tell me. And then here it's set up already, right, for you put your own on it, okay? And this is already color coded just like the beta, if I remember right. The beta is red, white, and black. Ground, then your 2 signal wires goes into your Hall sensor. We run a Hall. This is actually set up too for a cam VR as well, or a cam Hall. So this is our cam Hall. So that's already set up for your cam. I think ours is 3 or 2. All right, now I gotta think. We're on camera here, dancing around, but 3 wire, yeah, 3 wire. I had the sensor unplugged, I knew that. So all I had to do is cut that off of the car, wire that in, and then over here we have the crank. I think I said crank earlier on my cam. We have VR, which we're not VR. We're Hall on the crank as well, but it's set up for that already. So you can really pull that to the side. So if you actually wanted to pull this harness back out and you ended up having a car that is this, guess what? You're good to go. That's why I kind of bought this. You'd use this harness for a long time on anything. And then you get your crank set up just like that. So I've been doing a lot of crank sensor wiring lately. So that's done. That's the 2 beta ones already on there. So that's beta. Injectors on this thing's beta already. It's already set up like that. So you use your OEM ones there. Injectors are already set up for a beta already. Unless you got different ones, then you can take those off or put adapters on. And then you have oil pressure, which as you see, I went ahead and bought an oil pressure sensor, but it is a 3 wire oil pressure where the beta is only a 1. So you're not going to be able to use that. So I would always recommend if you buy this to go with the FuelTech side, which is GM stuff. So that's covered right there. We're using that off GM. Here's a power ground. You literally look, they already got that set up. You just put that to a ground. And then here's all your coil wires already done. You just plug all 4 coils in. Problem solved. And then you got, well, like I said already, that's your air temps. And then we got probably TPS here somewhere. Oh, coil. These are all coil. So now we got left is 12 volt, the switch here. That's your 12 volt power. And literally that 12 volt power and that ground will turn the FuelTech on for you. There's your TPS. This is not like ours, but we have 3 wires, and you just tap into these right here, or you want to depin them. You could probably maybe be able to just depin here and repin in to the existing plug. And then you got your fuel pressure. So that's already set up. You don't have to set up fuel pressure. TPS is set up. Wideband is right here. That's already wired in for you. You just plug your wideband into that. Here's your 450. Plug right into your FuelTech. This runs right out to the battery. The other one's for your switch. That's your battery. So you got your switch, your battery, and your ground, and that'll turn the FuelTech right on. And this plugs right into the FuelTech. And this is your CAN bus for the FuelTech. So that's like your, well, that's like your OBD port. You know, you can do diagnostics and everything. And then your battery ground right here. So you got a couple grounds, 2 grounds, power to the switch, power to battery, and that's literally, what's this one here? Oh, that was our O2 sensor, which we already said that, didn't we? Oh, wait a minute. This is the wideband, and if you're running just an O2 sensor, they have that too. So And then we have, oh, we're missing an important thing here. Two-step. That's very important. So there's two-step. So everything that I need to run my car, a 450 is going to do for me. And that's going to last me for a good year of getting this car together, because we got a lot of other stuff that we'll explain in other future videos of what we got to do to even really be stepping up to a 550 that can go after the power levels that we really want to go. But with this and the fuel system, I don't see why 600 horsepower is not out of the question. This itself with a better fuel system, which I'm going to try to do as well for next year, we don't really want to stay at 600. The better fuel system, I don't see why we can't really turn it up. And we'll be able to see what we can do with traction control, because we do have one spot left. We can actually, I could actually make 2 spots left, because honestly I could put my fuel pump on a damn switch as well. So we could switch the fuel pump on a switch and the fan on a switch. So that's not a big deal. You switch the fuel pump on, turn the car on, temperature comes up, flip the switch on. That's not a big deal at all. And there's a brake hold point. I don't know really what that's about. That's a brake hold point. And this right here, like I said, this goes to your harness for your B. And I think this might even be like a conversion for like the older stuff that they might ship along with this, or maybe it's even for like maybe they allow you to do it for something else too. I'm not sure, but we don't need it, because when we go to it, we'll be just using the B harness. But yeah, long video. I think I got everything in one video, so I don't have to edit this. I'm just gonna let it roll, I think. Actually, I might have shut it off once or twice. Who knows? But if it's 2 parts, that's because it's too damn long to put in one. Hope you guys like everything, and we're going to start to get to work to put this harness in this car. Thanks for watching.